Welcome back to Drum Corps Link. I'm your host Matthew, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the 8 best DCI openers since 2010. As always, this list is 100% my opinion, and I'd love to hear your list in the comments below. These aren't in any particular order, but some are a little bit higher than others, and you'll just see in my explanations as to why. If you guys enjoy this content and you want to see more of it, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into the list. So the first show I have for you is Mandarins 2024. This is a recent entry to the archives of DCI, but a great one at that. Mandarins 2024 showcased a completely different tone than any other show in finals that year, and its opener sets the mood perfectly for the journey you're about to go on. This show opens up with a lone trumpet player just kind of playing a solo. They're just kind of durdling around, which is so thematic towards the actual show. Then after the salute and the announcement, you are greeted to a wall of sound by being introduced as the walls collapse to the entire horn line and the entire guard. This intro for any first time viewer is almost always going to catch you off guard, and truly is a standing ovation kind of moment. This show just sets the mood perfectly, and that is exactly why it's on this list. Next up, I want to talk to you about Cadets 2015. The Power of 10 is an incredibly good show. I loved the way the Cadets sounded back then, and I loved a lot of their show concepts in general. And especially this show, it's one of my favorite brass books out there. One kind of thing you'll see pop up a lot on this list is how good the intro and the opener is at setting the tone for the entire show. The Power of 10 does this spectacularly by starting with a countdown. The guard feeds into this countdown. The horn line feeds into this countdown. Everything is so good. The countdown towards the opening hit, and then we're off to the races with Shostakovich. I think this opener, as well as this show as a whole, is extremely well done, and especially this opener. So that is why it's made this list. Now I want to take a little bit of a shift, right? I want to talk about a show that never actually made finals, but in my opinion is still good enough and left a big enough impression on me to be put onto this list. In 2019, it was semifinals night, right? And I had just finished up my rookie season with Genesis. I then was able to watch most of the top 15, and I showed up around the 15 and 14 area. I forget which one. And then young impressionable me sees one of the coolest shows in my opinion at that time. Spirit of Atlanta walks onto the field with their cool uniforms, their awesome hoodies, and their immaculate vibes. And they go and throw down one of the coolest openers I think you'll ever see. I love the little motif that they use in the beginning. Just the 3 simple notes. Having a little motif that the audience can recognize really easily either throughout the show or just even in the opener that the audience can sing, the audience can remember, really sets a good tone for the rest of the show. It also draws them in. If they can have something that's interesting that they can listen to or even see, it's going to be really good holding their attention throughout an entire show. And I think Spirit of Atlanta did an excellent job at doing just that, which is why they made it onto this list. The next show on this list, I will have to admit I am quite biased towards it, but Blue Devils 2023, I believe, has one of the coolest openers in recent memory. Something else that I think a show really needs to do in its opener is give a solid impression of what you're capable of. At the end of the day, people want to see how good you are, and they want to see how powerful you are, especially as a horn line. And I think this opener does just that. This opener not only starts with a crazy guard solo into a guard feature, you then go immediately into a front ensemble feature that brings the energy all the way up, into the quad feature, right into the big opening hit. This opener was full of energy and it carried us throughout the rest of the show. The entire show is supposed to be full of confidence and very in your face, and this opener is exactly that. I really loved marching this show, and I think the opener was the best part of it in my opinion, which is why it's on this list. The next show I have on my list is Bluecoats 2011 Brave New World. We talked about how important it is to leave an impression on the audience, and I think this show has done exactly that. You can't tell me that you're a Bluecoats fan and not know about this moment. Heck, in most cases, you can't tell me you're a drum corps fan and haven't seen this moment yet. This opener gives pretty much everybody chills, and even to this day, they are still doing it. They just did a rendition of Creep on their Instagram with an artist. People to this day associate Creep with the Bluecoats, and there is a reason for that, and it is this open. Talk about leaving an impression. The Bluecoats as a whole, I think, are just really great at providing entertaining shows that leave a lasting impression on the audience. How many shows from the 2010s and even early 2000s can you remember of the Bluecoats? Probably quite a few. That's because they're used to doing some crazy stuff, which is why Bluecoats 2011 is on my list. The next show I want to highlight is Phantom Regiment 2010 Into the Light. And this show's opener can really be split into two separate parts. What's really interesting and unique about this opener in particular is the fact that they start off field. All there is the front ensemble and the color guard. But you can hear in the distance, what is that? They're playing a chorale as a horn line off field where the performers are meant to enter. With the acoustics of Lucas Oil and the reverb that you get from it bouncing off the concrete walls, you get a beautiful sound that you can still hear pretty well. And when we talk about Mandarins or Spirit of Atlanta setting the mood, I think Phantom Regiment did just as well at that. This intro is completely ethereal and it makes a lot of people really emotional just listening to it. Then we go from the chorale section to them fluttering onto the field and throwing down an incredibly powerful opener. It's like they wanted to have their cake and eat it too, and they somehow were able to. They had the beautiful, majestic chorale in the beginning that is so emotional and really draws you in, only for them to go flutter onto the field, have a flugel soloist, a guard moment, and then throw down such a powerful brass moment. This opener, I think, is one of the best openers in Phantom Regiment history, and definitely deserves to be on this list, even if we were accounting for every single show. I think it is that good, which is why it is on this list. Next up, we have a show that if I didn't include it, I think every single comment would mention that I missed something. Santa Clara Vanguard 2014 Scheherazade, Words to Live By, is an incredible opener. It's another one of those extremely iconic moments that if you're in drum corps and you're ever on a binge, you're probably going to come across it once in a while. This moment is extremely powerful. The full trombone feature with the high brass blaring in the back and having the percussion just absolutely complement it so well. This moment leaves a lasting impression and really sets the tone for the rest of the show. I actually think it's a really cool and unique approach to the source material they chose to play too. Similar to the Bluecoats, Vanguard is a corps known for some really great openers throughout the years, but I think out of all of them, this one really takes the cake, which is why it is on this list. Now, the last show I want to showcase to you is another show where I think if I didn't showcase it, you guys would riot in the comments, and that is Carolina Crown 2016. This is the inspiration for this entire video, the opener of all openers in my opinion. When we think about the boxes that we've been trying to check this entire video, we think about being thematic, we think about showcasing your abilities and leaving an impression on the audience, and we think about having a very singable melody that the audience can take with them and draw them into the rest of the show. This opener hits all three of those boxes, as well as just having an extremely powerful moment with the brass. The guard was killing it this year, the brass was killing it this year, the general effect was so good. I think this is one of those shows that definitely deserved the spotlight that it got, and to this day should be talked about. This is a great show, and I think it did a great job at being one of the best openers of all time. So that was my list. What do you guys think about it, and what would your list be? You should leave that in the comments below. Just a quick reminder that Drum Corps Link is here for you at all times. Drum Corps Link's mission is to help people go from audience member to performer, then go from performer to great alumni. Drum Corps Link aims to have a ton of free and diverse content of many different things. We like having these React videos, but I also want to be posting educational videos, and you'll see a lot of that in the near future once audition season starts up again. So if any of this interests you, please feel free to like the video and subscribe, and maybe even comment down below an idea that you have that we could do next. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.